So in the last 10 years, you've started writing plays. Before that, you were writing poems. You're writing less poems now. Why did you move from poems to plays? I would assume it's because you felt there was more territory to explore there. But I guess the real question was, what would it take for you to start writing poems again?
Well, you can flay me with this. I just got too good at poetry. I mean, I could literally almost fart out a poem. It was almost like
Right.
being godlike, and it's like I got bored with it. So by '05, I had started writing short stories and some early stuff for novels. I did the novels and the short stories back and forth generally for about a decade, and then when I was working a janitorial job in 2017, I said, let me do drama.
Hmm.
Let me do that. And as I said, I wrote 27 in the first 26 weeks, and I think the very first play I did was it's the most traditional type of play, but I would put it in, maybe third place. I put maybe two O'Neill dramas,
Hmm.
Iceman Cometh and A
Yeah.
Long Day's Journey, as better than
Yeah.
that. But that play was better than the rest of his stuff, and I just it was a way just to talk more directly, to talk, because people can often talk more directly about things. If you've ever
Hmm.
watched two women talking, they talk face to face. They're looking each other in the eye. They're making the emotional connection. Two men talk like they're sitting in the bleachers and they're looking out. Man, that redhead last night, Billy, man, she had the
Yeah.
greatest fucking body. Yeah, man, her tits were spectacular. But they're imagining their dream girl off there, whereas women have that, and men have the testosterone that makes that looking in the eyes almost impossible without a one-upsmanship coming in.
Oh, I
But
see.
but
Yeah.
understanding the way people talk, and just have them talking about things, and also having them talk around things. You could have, for
Yeah.
example, a father and a son sitting at that same baseball game talking about Mickey Mantle or
Yeah.
Reggie Jackson or Barry Bonds or whatever, and they're really talking about something different. And you have to know how to drop in one or two little hints of this metaphor that gets everything going around. One of the best moments in one of my greatest book, not necessarily my best book, my greatest, A Norwegian in the Family, which is 2.5 million words. And I call it the greatest because it's harder to sustain greatness over 2.5 million
Right.
words than over 600,000 like War and Peace. One of the best scenes I have is there's a scene where one of the main gangster characters uh, is a young adult, and he sees one of the neighborhood kids throw over. Yes, Jessica, calm down. Uh, my wife wants me to end.
I did mention the Bruce film.
I talked to them about the Bruce film. It's my conscience on my shoulder. But so uh, in New York, people would throw around tied together sneakers around
Yeah.
telephone and electrical wires. And so he sees one of the local kids has had his sneakers thrown up there. And we follow the course of over 20, 21 years. Every time he passes that block, he sees those same two sneakers up there because no one's come to take them down. Then eventually the rain and the wear, and one time he goes there and they're gone. And it's a greatly poetic scene because little conversations that he has as he's looking up at the sneakers with a priest or a butcher or something. He remembers all of these things, and it's a great way to portray the progression of the person,
Yeah.
even though he's a malignant murderer and mobster. It's a great way to show his human side because he remembers that kid, and that kid was killed in World War II, but the sneakers
Hmm.
are still up there 15 years after this guy died, and then they're gone. And when they're gone, that kid that he knew is gone. Because
Yeah.
as long as those sneakers were up there, that kid was alive. Now, this is not the kind of thing that that girl who was doing her timeline use sneakers on telephone wires to represent the. You can't.
Yes.
This is something that has to come naturally when you have this with sort of Whitmanian approach to life. Be open. Listen to all things. Most of it you're going to shed. It's not going to come to it. But of all those snowflakes that are coming down over
Hmm.
Dublin, two or three of them are going to be worth it in that particular moment. You just have to know which snowflake it is.